Happy Wednesday. Oh, we've got a lovely show. I'm on my own this hour, so you can keep me company. Barbara B, I have one word. Rude. How very dare Facebook throw you off last night in the middle of bingo? Do they not know who you are? That's very rude. Morning, everybody. We've got a lovely show for you this morning. We've got Sospeso Trasparente, and we've got the film where you can print your own and make your own sheets, and the glue that you need on a crazy, crazy deal. So first of all, let me tell you a little bit about us here at Highlight Crafts while more people join us. So we're a little craft company, family-run business based in Derbyshire, and every day, Monday to Friday, we come in here at 8 o'clock in the morning and we stay with you till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we bring you live shopping shows. And live shopping is a much easier way to shop while you watch, and it's almost revolutionized the way that we shop. It's called social shopping, and it was born out of the pandemic. There was a company in Denmark and she had a fashion brand, and obviously the shop had to close during lockdown, but she still had to have an income. So she set up this little Facebook Live, and she was doing her clothes and all the rest of it and telling which sizes she had. But she was finding that by the time people got to check out, the sizes had gone because they couldn't reserve them, if you like. So her son wrote a piece of code that created live shopping, and now here we are, and we're about 11 months into the journey now, and it's absolutely fabulous. So every day, Monday to Friday, 8 till 2, we come and spend our time with you, which is a lovely thing to do. I mean, we're so blessed to do what we do, what we love as a living, and it's just a lot of fun. So it's super easy. You can watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook and Instagram, and on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. So if you're going to shop with us on either Facebook or Instagram, we're going to show you a product, and that product will have a code. And all you need to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video, so you don't need to miss a second of what we're showing you, the deals, or what we're demonstrating, which is great. Then you'll get a message that will land in your social media inbox. And in that message, there is a link that when you click on it will take you to highlightcrafts.com. Please log into your account. Now, I know I say this in every hour. I'm sick of hearing myself say it. But every day I can hear somebody on the phone going, I forgot to log in. I didn't get my club benefits. So logging in means that you automatically, if you haven't joined us yet, open an account. It automatically makes you a member of Club Highlight. And what Club Highlight means is, first of all, it's free to join, which is brilliant. Secondly, you get extra discount, and the more money you spend with us, the higher up the tiers you get of the club and the more discount you get. You get loyalty points for every £1 that you spend, and get your basket to over £35 after everything's come off, and you will get free shipping, which is brilliant. Now, our warehouse is literally three walls away, literally right next door, and we have a fabulous team, and they're going to pick and pack that order as soon as you've checked out and try and get it out to you as soon as they possibly can. So it's a really easy way to shop. Now then, if you want to shop on the website, highlightcrafts.com, you can also do that. So you can literally go onto the website, click watch live, the show will open up, and then all the items in that show will appear down the side of your screen, and you can just click and add the ones that you wish to your basket, which is fabulous. Then they'll appear as a little red shopping bag at the top of your screen, and that's where all your goodies are. So for you to log out, you're going to click on that basket, and that will take you through that process. Now, we've also something else that we've set up. Now, if you're going out for the day, or you are missing a show, or whatever it is, you can go onto highlightcrafts.com, and on the homepage there's a banner that says Shop Today's Deals, and you can click on that banner and it opens up all the items on all the shows for that day, so you can absolutely shop ahead, which is just brilliant, isn't it? Because nobody wants to miss out on deals, because we bring you some really cool stuff, and we bring you deals that we could never have brought to TV because of the margins, etc., etc. So you get some really good deals as well. Right, let's say good morning to a few of you, and then we're going to get stuck in because this film is already allocating and we need to make sure that you get yours. Morning to Mitch. Good morning to Karen, Wendy. Good morning to Becky. We've got Barbara B. Said she had to open a new account. Oh, honestly. We'll sort that out for you, Barbara. Don't worry about that. Hello, everyone. Cutting out Sospeso flowers while watching. Yes, Charlene. Aren't they amazing? Carol McDonald. Morning. Veronica. We've got Lisa. We've got Amanda. Jonathan's with us this morning. Lynn. Soflu. We've got Becky. Oh, there's loads of you joining us this morning. Darren. Rebecca. Diane. Jackie. Lorraine. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that. And if you've got any questions, please get them through and Andrew will ask me and Mia. Because we've got Andrew on production. He's still on baby watch. Still waiting for this baby to arrive. We've got Sam on cameras.
Morning.
And I'm presuming Andrew's doing comments as well, are you? Yes, he is. Right, perfect. So I'm going to start with the film. So let me tell you a little bit about this brand. There's a lady who lives in Italy called Monica Allegro, and they had a stand at Frankfurt. Now, Frankfurt is one of the biggest trade shows in the world. Happens around January every year, and all the manufacturers from all over the world come and show their wares. So Stephanie and Diane were wandering around, and Stephanie said it literally stopped her in her tracks, and she just looked at this stand and went, wow, our customers would love that. And you are loving it, and I love it too because it's super easy. And she came back, she said, oh, I've got some new flowers for you. I was like, oh, good. And then she showed me and I was like, wow, this is amazing. So you can buy the sheets that are already printed on, but you can also print your own. Now, this is perfect for us and for you because we bring you a lot of digital downloads like Minecraft Studio, etc. And a lot of those have florals on them. And what you can do is print it off on rice paper. Now, I'm going to say rice paper specifically, or a napkin. You're not going to put a napkin through your printer, but if you've got a napkin that's got beautiful designs on, you can use that. I tried it with copier paper, and even on a very low weight paper, I found that because the paper was a little bit too structured, it didn't mould as easily. I mean, it molds slightly differently anyway, but I found that using it with a copier paper, I wasn't getting the result that I wanted. So we happen to sell printable rice paper. I know, go figure, right? So we've got, you print your rice paper, and the way to do that is to get a piece of copier paper, just a lightweight one, put a little bit of spray, the stencil spray, onto the copier paper, attach a piece of rice paper to it like this. So there's my rice paper, there's my copier paper, and then you're going to put that through your printer. And then we're going to take this later on and we're going to show you exactly how to apply it to the film. Now, you've got two different films here. You've got the white one and you've got the clear one. This is the result you will get on the clear one. So you can see it's shiny, but the colour isn't as vibrant because you haven't got that white. You know when David says to you that you're going to white gesso or prime with white first and then put your rice paper on top, or he puts the rice paper on the glass plates and then does white over the top and it makes the colour pop. That's the one that you'll get with white. So this is your white and that's your clear. And you can see the difference. This one is super glossy and shiny. This one has a more matte finish, but it's more vibrant. So you can use both. So I'm going to show you exactly how to apply it onto the clear one. And then I'll talk to you about how you apply it on the white one. You're also going to get in here your glue. Now this glue is specifically made to work with these films. Now normally, is it normally $39.99, Andrew? I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. How much? $42.99. Okay, $42.97. We bring it you on a deal at $39.99. However, today, this is blowing my mind, you're going to get was it 4 sheets or 5 sheets? I want to get that right. Let me have a look. Bear with. It's in, is it 4 or 5? I think it's 4. I think it's 4. 1, 2, yeah, 4 sheets of clear and 4 sheets of white. So you've got 8 sheets that you can print onto, plus your glue. Shop film, $19.99 before your discount. That's less than £7 for each one. That is a bargain and a half. Stock up, because I don't know how long this deal is staying on. Genuinely, if I knew I'd tell you, but I genuinely don't know how long this deal is staying on. So Shop Film is going to get you 4 sheets of clear, 4 sheets of white and your glue. Shop Film, $19.99. This is brilliant, and I'm going to show you how to use it throughout the show. Right, let's go to the beginning, shall we? Because this is where it all started. Can I just show you this? How beautiful is that? Stephanie made that on the show that she did on Monday. Isn't that beautiful? So she's used one of the crescent fundamentals from Craftmaster, cut it out of construction weight acetate, punched holes in it and tied some ribbon through, and then pop that, all the flowers on there. Isn't that just lovely? Let's move those out the way and then you can see it properly. How pretty is that? It's lovely, isn't it? So now this is art that you can wear. I think this is fabulous. I'll tell you what it would be really good on. A pair of really plain shoes and this. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Right, let's start at the beginning then. So shop bundle, these were the two that were new on Monday when Stephanie launched them. So you've got your mini flowers in here and you get a lot on a sheet. So sometimes you look at it and because it's not coming to you in a big box and it's got a big product inside it, you look at it and the perceived value can be slightly different. You're getting a lot in these sheets. Every little space is filled up. You can cut them on your scan and cut. I did a demonstration the other week showing you how to do that. But you're going to get both of these sheets. So you've got your mini flowers ivory and your mini flowers lilac. Now independently they're $6.99 each, but you can also get them under the code shop bundle for $9.99. So £4.50 for all of those. Isn't that good for all of that and £4.50 for those? Then you've got your discount. Right, next we have got hibiscus. So these are beautiful. And I want you to think about what you're going to decorate around your house. Is it going to be jars? Is it going to be round little bottles? Is it going to be on your mixed media canvases? Is it going to be on your cards? Are you going to wear it? I think this is fantastic. So Shop Hibiscus is going to get you the pink hibiscus. It's then going to get you the daisies. These are lovely, aren't they? And I'm going to show you exactly how these work. Fab, isn't it? You're then going to get your pansies. I love pansies. I think they're really different. I mean, Mother Nature's just amazing, isn't she? So you're going to get the pansies and then you're going to get the birds and the flowers. How cool are they? And they look absolutely fantastic when they're moulded and shaped. So for that bundle, Shop Hibiscus, $29.99. Right, your next one is Camp. So in here, you're going to get your Campanella. These are beautiful. And I love these because you've got your dragonflies, the butterflies, the little bumblebees, look, and the moths. What I want to do is take all of these little creatures. And you know when you walk into a museum and they've got them in box frames and they've got the little, like a butterfly, for example, and then the name underneath. I want to do that with a box frame and decorate it with cadence and then do that. And these butterflies are going to be perfect for that. So you're also going to get the butterflies in here. I think it's just a really cool project to do. I think it's really pretty. So you've got your butterflies in there. Then you've got your blue iris. These look stunning when they're made up, absolutely beautiful. And up a picture frame, something like that. Even if you've got your MDF, these would be lovely for decorating your MDF. And then you've got your Passiflora. And these are quite out there, aren't they? I love these. These as a brooch would look fabulous. Okay, so, and do you know what? Nobody will have one the same. Because every time you mould it, you'll get a slightly different shape. So it's unique, isn't it? I love that. Right, so Shop Camp is going to get you that one, $29.99. Now this one is a bargain as well. So you've got your coloured orchids. These are beautiful. And I'll show you exactly how to shape one of the orchids. Then you're also going to get the little hellebore as well. Now green is really important. If you imagine your garden now and it's all blossoming with beautiful flowers, but there was no green, it wouldn't look as beautiful, would it? It would just look flat. The green really makes everything else pop. It brings it all to life. Now then, Shop Orchid. I've got this one at $9.99, Andrew. $9.99 for two of them. That's a cracker. If you've never tried it before, get that one because then you can have a play. Right, Nigella next. So we have got the Nigella. These are beautiful as well. I honestly, I can't choose. And when we get stuff in and Stephanie's like, do you want to do a Sospeso show? I'm like, yes, please. Nobody else is getting their hands on it. This is amazing. I love this. And even things like these with the buds, you can absolutely shape those. So you've got more butterflies and different leaves on here. Now, there was a product out quite a long time ago now by a Dutch company. And it was similar to this, but this is much more moldable, if you like. Stephanie was involved actually with that original product, so she knows this kind of thing inside out. Then you've got your Easter party. I love this one. This is just a bit of fun. The hearts in there. You've got the what do they call them? Oh, melon, artichoke flowers. Stephanie had some of these in her garden last year. They were absolutely phenomenal. I'd never seen an artichoke flower before, but they were amazing. And then you're also getting your little sheet on there, but look, you've got your little ladybirds on. Aren't they the cutest little things? So that one is Shop Nigella, and that is $29.99. Right, now then, this is where it gets really fun. So we've got two different crystal glass, so they call ground crystal glass, they call it. So in here, medium first, right, so we've got two different sizes for you. So if I just take some out of here, you can see you've got quite large granules in there, okay, and they're your medium. Now these are the kind of things that are going to go in the centres of your flowers, but also using the gel that we've got coming up, you can spread it out with a paintbrush or a glue applicator, and you can add these crystals to your work, and I think they're fabulous. Now we also sell, in fact we've got them coming up in the next show, the little round containers with the screw lid, you know, the little tiny ones, the 5-gram ones that we bring you. I've got a whole set of those, and I've put a few of each of the crystals in each pot, 1 drop of alcohol ink, put the lid on and give it a shake, and then take the lid off and allow the alcohol to evaporate, and you're left with all these in lots and lots of different colours. So then, look at that, you've got the smaller one. So Shop Medium will get you 100 grams of this one for $6.99. Shop Small will get you 100 grams of this one for $6.99. Okay, fabulous. Let's have a look. Mrs. H999 is tired after an intense game of bingo. It's intense. I sat there watching it. I thought it was fabulous. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Do you know what? We come on here and we show you products and we demonstrate it, and, you know, we are a business. But when we do stuff like that, what a lot of fun it is, isn't it? I love it. I thought it was really good. I'm going to do it next time. I cause absolute chaos. Can you imagine me? Balls would be flying everywhere, wouldn't they? Right, so that's your crystal. Okay, so you make your choice. Look how lovely that is. That with a little brooch back on it and a black jacket would look absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? Love it. Love it. Right, now then, next. This is important, tools. My granddad always taught me, bless him. Oh, my granddad was my favourite human that I've ever met. He was just a gentle soul. And he was only about this big. But he used to have this little workshop on the side of the house. So I'll tell you a little bit about my granddad because he was quite a character. So they lived in this lovely little bungalow, and my grandma's favourite flower was a rose. And he built this whole rose bower in the garage for her and put it in the front of the house, and it was always covered in roses, and their gardens were immaculate. And then it was a brick built building, and it had like stained glass windows in it, and it was a little bungalow, and then this garage at the side. And I can remember as a little girl I always wanted to open the garage door because it went round like that. It literally folded back on a runner. It was brilliant. And then on the other side of the house he had his little workshop because he was an engineer, and he used to build big pieces of machinery for industry. So he had this little workshop, and he used to take me in because I wasn't a girly girl. I wasn't, picking flowers and, playing with dolls. That wasn't me. I was in the garden digging up tar from the roads and doing all the stuff that it shouldn't have been. So he used to take me into the workshop, and the one thing one of the many things he taught me was buy the best that you can afford and get the right tool for the right job. And that has stayed with me from being this high right the way through to now. I'm not much higher now. But this is the right tools for this job. So you're getting this spongy little mat, and it's perfect for your embossing. First of all, it won't stick. The plastic, when you heat it, won't stick to it. You can use both sides, so it doesn't matter. But then you've also got your wooden ball tools. Now, Monica could have made 4 of these, one with a different size on each end, but she's the crafter, so she gets it. I love the fact you've got the branding on it, and I love the fact that they're wooden, because first of all, metal will conduct heat, and secondly, the plastic will stick to it. So these are wooden, and I love that. So we're bringing you the tools that work perfectly with your Sospeso. The other reason they're wooden is because they are bonded onto that surface but if you use a metal ball tool, it can scratch them. So wood and that foam all the way. Shop Emboss, $16.99. Now you look after those, you'll never need to replace them. So it's a one-off purchase. So it's worth investing in the right thing. If you want a good job, right tools. Now then, we've also got our glazing gel here. So this is the gel, it's like a resin. And you can literally pop it in the middle and then you can pull out. Andrew, I can't hear you very well. It sounds like you're underwater, love. You've got glue applicators on here and I've just pulled out some of that gel and then sprinkle the crystals on top and then leave them to dry. Now, the other thing that you can do with the gel is make that shiny. So if you're working on the white but you want the shine, use the gel over the top. You'll probably need to do one coat, then let it dry. Then do another coat, let that dry, and then I will put a third one on, because remember, your rice paper is absorbent. And it's very absorbent because it's very open in its structure. So that gel will do that, but it also allows you to add those crystals. And it's fabulous, perfect. Again, right tool for the right job. So if you want the gel, you get 100 ml, you use the smallest amount, and I mean a tiny amount, like one drop. And it's shop gel and it's $12.99. Right, just for those of you that have literally just joined us in the last few minutes, I'm going to talk you through the film because this is on a crazy deal today. I genuinely don't know how long the deal is going to stay on, but right now you're getting a deal. So this is the film that is the transfers are bonded onto when you buy the pre-printed ones, but you can make your own. So not by bonding a print on, but you can print them off on rice paper and then use the glue that comes with the kit to put it onto your film. I'm going to show you this. First demo is going to be this. You're going to get 4 A4 sheets of clear, 4 A4 sheets of white, and the glue, and the glue is really important. Okay, so all of that today, instead of being £42, it's $19.99. Then you're going to take your club discount off. That is a deal and a half, because all of those elements that we bring you in Minecraft Studio, all those flower heads, you know, even when we bring you the rice papers and we break them all down, you can now print and put onto your film. $19.99. That's a crazy deal, isn't it? I love that. That's brilliant. Right, now then, next, we've got one of my favourite tools that we've ever done. I'm actually just going to bring mine in for you and show you this. So this is the glue gun. Now this has been on for 25 minutes. Look, there's one little drop at the end. There's no glue over there at all. So in 30, how long, God grief, 38 years this year, wow, of doing something creative for a living, and I've used a lot of hot glue guns in my time. This is the best one I've ever used. I know it's a smaller one, but it's perfect because, first of all, it's cordless. So you just charge it up. You get the little lead in with it. You just add a USB plug. So first of all, it's cordless. So if you need to do something in the garden, around the house, wherever, this is going to go with you. It's also got an on-off button. So when you're not using it, you can turn it off. You don't have to go underneath the table, unplug it to turn it off. Thirdly, it's got a really good stand. The worst thing that you can do with a glue gun is that, because the glue will continue to melt and it will melt inside the glue gun. I must have thrown away dozens of glue guns in the past because of that. And then the other thing that I really, really, really love about it is there's no smell. And you know, when you can smell that burning glue, it's not nice, is it? This gets the glue, heats it to just the right temperature to melt it. It doesn't keep getting hotter and hotter, which is when you get that horrible yellowy brown glue that's coming out, and you really don't want that on your beautiful flowers. This literally just heats it to the right temperature. So there's no smell. It's clear glue, which is brilliant because you're not getting that horrible, I call it nicotine stain colour, not nice. But the other thing is it doesn't drip. So if you've ever had a glue gun like I've had and you leave it on, even if it's on a stand, it's constantly dripping, and that's because it's overheating the glue. This is brilliant. So in your kit, you're going to get the glue gun, you're also going to get your charging cable, and you're going to get 3 glue sticks. On top of that, we're also going to give you a box of 50 glue sticks to keep you going, because we know that you're going to make a lot of flowers and get through your glue sticks. So all of that together, the glue gun and all the extra sticks, is shop glue, and it's $24.99. That is brilliant, right? We've knocked £5 off for you. Best thing you'll buy. It's brilliant, honestly. And I'm proper funny about tools. One more thing just before we go to demo, rice paper. So our pure print rice paper, you get 20 sheets. You'll see David using this all the time in his cadence shows. But this is also good now with your Sospeso Trasparente film. So the saving that you're making on that, you can then add some rice paper if you haven't got it already. Right, let's go and have a look at how we create how we use the film. First of all, I'm just going to pop my glue gun back on over there so it's warming up. Right, so on here, in fact, let me get a piece of black card from under here and then I can show you properly. We've got a piece of black card and I've got this film. Okay, actually I've got 2 sheets there. Do myself out with a sheet, that won't do, will it? Right, just give it a nice and clean. Right, so you're going to take your napkin glue, and this one I've had since we started doing Sospeso, and I'm going to say there's at least half of it still in here, at least. So it's going to go a long way. But again, use the right glue for the right job. If you get anything like this, just take it off because you want this to be, you don't want this to get in the way of, where's my tweezers, scissors actually, get in the way of it sealing it properly, because if you get air in there, it's going to dry it up, just like it would with any other glue, and we don't want that. Right, so I'm going to just give this a shake down, and I'm going to just put a line of glue like that along the top, okay? And then I'm going to take a piece of cut and use foam. You can tell it's David, look, it's got paint splatters all over it. And then I'm just going to spread this glue out. He's off to Cadence again, not this Sunday, Sunday after. And he's going on his own this time, so he's a little bit nervous about it. But keep threatening to give away everything that's on his trolley while he's away, because apparently that happened last time. So he said, did it, Sam? Sam's nodding. So now he's threatening to take it all home, so we can't give it away. He's proper nervous about it. He was funny last night on bingo when he came out in his shiny shirt. He was like proper. And then we got back to the house and we were still all WhatsApping each other and having a giggle about it. Stephanie was like, yeah, your agent's been on the phone, David. As if he has an agent. They want you on ITV on a Saturday night special. It was hilarious. Right, so when you think you haven't got any glue left on your sponge, this is why I'm using the cut and use sponge from Cadence. Now you need to work quite quickly because it is going to dry, and then you're going to put this down. Now you're going to take your rice paper and take it off the copier paper sheet, and you're going to put this colour side down on the clear. Okay, so just line up a corner on one side, you're going to press it down, and then you're going to smooth it out. Now the best thing to smooth it out with is the back of this. So start in the middle, you know, like when we hang wallpaper and we start in the middle and then we go out like that. That's exactly what you're going to do with this. And you're going to give it a nice press down. Make sure you're pressing quite firmly because you need that glue to bond into that rice paper. And by putting it on the film and not on the rice paper, that colour won't move. Okay, so we're going to give it a nice finish, and then you've got your flowers there. Now I would give that probably 45 minutes to dry, okay, and then you can start to cut out your flowers and make your creations, but it's that easy. Now on the white one, you're going to put it colour side facing up. So the white is going to give you a very different look. It's going to give you that kind of look compared to, let me just grab the clear one from over here, compared to, oh actually I've got one here, look, that one which is on the clear. Now you'll use both and you'll use them in exactly the same way, but you can then add your gel on top of that to make it shiny. But actually it's really nice if you mix and match the two. So you've got one that's really matte and then you've got one that's really shiny. It adds an extra element, if you like, to your project, which is really cool. So we're going to leave that to dry. I would leave it that way up so that the water can evaporate from the glue and dry it. So that's that bit. Right, let's talk about shaping it now it's on that film as well, because it is slightly different. So there's a couple of ways that you can mould this. You can use a heat gun. I'm going to talk you through the process of a heat gun because so if you've got a heat gun that doesn't have a stand, you're going to struggle. And you're going to struggle because you've got to turn your heat gun on, get it hot, get your flour in between your tweezers like that, put it in front of the heat gun, turn the heat gun off, put it down, flip this over and then mould it. By the time you've done that, this will have gone rigid again. You can reheat it. You could come back to it in a year's time and reheat it, but it's a bit of a faff. If you've got a heat gun that's got a stand on it, you're going to just keep that heat gun on while you're moulding your flowers. Now, I use a tea light. It doesn't bother me that I've got a naked flame because I'm a grown-up. And if I burn myself, it's my fault, right? So I'm going to light the little tea light, and I'm going to show you one on the film and then one that's already printed for you so you can see the difference. So let's start with one that is already done. Let's find my coloured orchids, and then I'll show you the one that's got the rice paper on it. And I know Stephanie said that Monica used a paper, like a copier paper. I tried it and I found I didn't get as good a mould, a good a shape with it as I did with using rice paper. So you try both, see which you prefer. Right, so I've got one of the coloured orchids here, which is lovely. So I've cut them out. I've cut them out on the Scan and Cut. But what I'm going to do, you can cut them out with a pair of scissors. I mean, it's really easy to cut out. When we first got these, before we sorted it out for the Scan and Cut, I just sat there in one night with a tray on my knee and cut everything out. And it was quite nice, actually. It took me back to when I used to cut out all the appliques for the hand-painted garments we used to do. So as I'm going in, I'm just cutting a little bit further into those petals. And the reason that I'm doing that is it gives me a little bit more shape. It separates the petals out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is go into there like that and just follow the curve of that petal. Now when I pull this petal up there, you can see that it's got that little sharp bit there and it doesn't look quite right. So just go back in and snip that off and follow the curve of this petal. Okay, and then we're going to go into this one and we're going to do exactly the same thing there. Now, steep learning curve. It's not. It's the easiest thing you'll ever do as a crafter, this. So we're going to take my tweezers. I've got reverse tweezers. I prefer to use those because now I can hold it without putting any pressure on those tweezers. Okay, so I'm going to take my ball tools. I'm going to decide which ones I'm going to use. So I'm going to use the largest one for the large petals, and I'm going to use the second size down, or the third size down, or even the smallest one. So you've got options. That's what we've got. So you're going to place it about 3 to 4 centimetres over the flame, and you'll see it start to curl like that. Turn it over, get your large bowl tool, and just press it. Large, steep learning curve, right? That's it. That's how you do it. Now, a little tip from me is when you're going to do the next petal, hold the one with the tweezers that you've just done. That will stop it from remoulding. So if you hold this one here now, I'm going to get that just over that flame. I'm just going to press into that, into the foam. You can then lift it up, and even now you can go in and add that shape. But that one has stayed the way it was. So get yourself some tweezers. These were from one of the toolkits that we had on a Scan and Cut show. There were one that had the tweezers in and the pokey tool and the vinyl tools, etc. Now I've gone to the smaller petal, so I've gone down to the smaller tool. Okay, I'm going to go to the medium petal now, so that one. I'm going to place that on there, and I'm just going to roll that ball tool. And if you want to do a little bit at the front, you can do that as well, so you can make your shape your flower, your petals either way. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hold those so they don't bend, and then just press in. And it couldn't be any easier. Go and buy yourself, go into your pound shops, right, and get yourselves little picture frames and things like that, things that you can just decorate, and these are going to cost you a few pence each. If you make and sell, these are going to be brilliant. Look how beautiful that is. And that is simply cutting it out and putting it over a tea light. It's amazing, isn't it? I think it's such a clever product. I love it. Right, I'm going to do this one next with the clear film, and then we'll do one of the white ones so you can see that as well. So again, even on this, I'm going to cut in because it gives me a little bit more, it gives the petals a little bit more room to manipulate, if you like. If they're all very tightly closed together, you can't then get a nice shape, if you like. So you're going to work around this. Now, I had a thought this morning. Imagine if you opened up Micro Studio, brought on one of your favourite flowers and then tiled it, because then you'll get loads on one sheet, won't you? Just leave enough space to be able to cut them out. Now I'm cutting into petals that are further down here. I'm not worrying about that because you're not really going to notice it once it's moulded. But things like that, with that sharp edge, you would notice. So we're going to go in and we're going to round them off. I love these. I think they're absolutely stunning. We've got another one there that I'm just going to cut into and another one here. Right, let's see what we get now. And every one is unique, just like us, unless you're a twin or a triplet. But we're just going to hold that. Now look how it's curling in a different direction. That's the structure of the rice paper, making the film shrink slightly and come up on itself. And you do get a slightly different texture. It's almost like a little bit of a grainy texture, but you can go over with your gel afterwards. So into there, give it a second, turn it over and press it into the plastic. And if you're not happy with the shape, you can go back in and reheat it, which is brilliant. So this one I'm going to bend that way. Okay, let's just reheat that one again and see if we can get a little bit more shape into that one. So just pressing in there gives me that lovely finish to those petals. We'll go into the next one. And it's up to you whether you use a tea light or a heat gun. It's entirely up to you. I'm quite comfortable using a tea light. I know some of you aren't, but you know, like I said at the beginning, we're all grown-ups. So you make your choice. We've got a question. What's the question? Yes. Okay, if you want to use gems as stamens, what glue do you use? That, your gel. Because it's just the same as adding in the crystal in the middle, and I'll show you that next. I'll show you exactly how to do that. We'll do the white film first, and then I'll show you how to do that. Look how it's curling it the opposite direction. The structure of the rice paper is making it bend differently, and I wanted to show you that so you weren't like, oh, Mel's bent the other way. No, it does it this way because of the rice paper, but it's just beautiful. Honestly, I mean, this product, like I said, there was something similar out many, many, many years ago that I'm sure a lot of you had. This is another level, and I'll tell you how we know that it's different. It's patented to within an inch of its life. So they've got the patents for it. That means to me, it tells me it's something that's a little bit different. So I've moulded that, and then I'm just going to go back in. I'm going to just heat over that little centre bit there and just press that in. How lovely is that? And you don't need any skill. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. It's just that they're really, really, really easy to do. So that's the clear. Now we'll do a little one with the white so that you can see if that bends in a different direction. I haven't done much with the white yet, so it'll be interesting to see what this comes out like. I should imagine it will probably be the same as the clear one with the rice paper, because it's the rice paper that's creating the structure, but we'll see, won't we? And I love this because, you know, as a crafter, somebody that does it for a living, I've seen a lot of products come and go. And this one, for it to, and as has Stephanie, and as has Diane. So for them both to be stopped in their tracks. And when they go to Frankfurt, it's a mad dash, I'm not going to lie. They go for like 1 day or 2 days. It's a mad dash because there are hundreds and hundreds of different manufacturers there selling their wares, Cadence Go, etc. So for Diane and Stephanie to be stopped in the tracks tells me one thing, but they were also on the stand for 2 hours. Cole kept coming back and going, are you not done yet? We've got a lot to get through. And Stephanie's like, no, but I need this product. So, and unfortunately, I can imagine their faces. Monica doesn't speak any English. So trying to get across to her what we do with live shopping was interesting. But actually, she sent us a message after the first show and said, I love what you guys are doing. And the reason that she chose to work with us is because of the education that we bring you. So because we literally can show you how her product works live and interactive, and she loves that, as do we, and hopefully as do you. So I'm going to pop this over here. So again, it's taking a little bit longer on the white, so that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to work a little bit further away from that flame and just let it bend. My flame's got a little bit of a wank on it this morning. Look at it. I think it's a bit like you this morning, Sam. A bit wonky, love.
A bit wonky.
Tired today, aren't you, love? Yeah, we're very, 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 very busy at the moment. And it's full on, but it's good. It's fun, and we're going to get to share our days with you guys at home, which is lovely. This is one that I've printed myself from yesterday's rice papers. It was an in the studio collection that we did, and we had beautiful rice papers, and then we broke them down as My Craft Studio. So you can see now the difference between the two. I like both, and I actually like both layered together. I think that would look really pretty. Right, let me show you how the gel works, because that's important, because this is brilliant. So I'm just going to do another one of these orchids so I can then build this up. Let's do one of the green ones, because I think the green would look nice with the pink. Oh, we might do 3. Might really push the boat out and use 3 flowers. Check me out. Right, I'll tell you what, any flowers that we make, in fact, what I'm going to do is send out the couple of little flowers that we've made over there, so you'll get a little freebie. Can we do that, Andrew? Pick it at the end. Lovely, we'll do that. In fact, what else have I got? Oh, might send you out that picture frame, actually. Might do. Andrew's making a competition. He's going to give you a word. I'm sorry, I should have done that at the beginning, but brain's not kicked in today. Brain's not kicked in. It will do. By 7 o'clock tonight on my last show, I'll be great. So we're going to do this. Got Linda tonight. Pollyanna Pickering. Oh, that woman was just a legend. She was so lovely. Right, so I'm going to hold that one, remember, I'm holding the one that I've already creased. I'm going to bring my ball tools over to the right hand side so it makes it easy. And then just literally press into it. If you want a bit more texture, go in and then you can press down with your smaller ball tools and add that texture into that product. So we're going to do this one, and we're going to mould this, press that down nice and firmly, bring that up. We're going to do the little bit at the top. I love orchids. They're kind of, I don't know, they're a strange flower, aren't they? But they're absolutely amazing. It just blows my mind. Do you ever sit there and think, how on earth do flowers come to be? I'll tell you what I was doing yesterday morning. So we stay at Stephanie's house when we're here, because obviously, I mean, I live like 110 miles away, so I'm not travelling every day. That would be horrendous. But we stay at Stephanie's, and there was a little fly, not a fly, but like a little bug on one of the windows yesterday flying around, and its little legs were probably finer than a hair. And I was like, how on earth does that have a brain, a digestive system, and everything going on? Do you ever sit there and think about that? Fascinates me, that. And also, I sit there sometimes and think about all the different things that had to happen in all the different people's lives to get me to doing this job right now. It's amazing, isn't it, how life works? I know, fascinating. I know, random, right? Properly random. But it's things like that that go through my head. That's why I don't have any pictures, because it's too full of other stuff. Right, let's do these. Let's go that. Sorry, Andrew, I really can't hear you very well, love. You're dipping in and out. What's flower? Oh, thank you. Cody's flower. That's original, Andrew. Well done. It's simple. You've done a simple one. Did you enjoy bingo last night, Andrew? Oh, I was thinking about it. That was a yes with a question mark. Right. I thought it was brilliant. Andrew was a bit stressed out because he was trying to make everything was working, because we're doing it for the first time. And do you know what I love about this journey of live shopping? You're with us, so you'll see all the good bits and all the bad bits and all the bits in between. But isn't it exciting? I love it. It's great fun. And I love that you're all so kind to each other. That's a big thing for us here at I Like Crafts. We had a lady the other day giving Stephanie some abuse on Facebook, and Stephanie said, have we ever met? And she said, no, I've never met you. She said, so why are you being so rude? She said, because Facebook says I can. Right? I know, Sam. So I went back, I said to her, go back and just say, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Well, she didn't. She was just like, I can't bothered. Right, so we're going to put a little bit of this glue. Now, this is from the hot glue gun. Look how clear that glue is. It's just melted to the right temperature. So I'm going to pop that one in the middle of there, like that. And I'm just making up my own fantasy flower now, because I can. But this glue gun, honestly, it's worth its weight in gold. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I love the fact that you've got that really clear glue. Right, I'm going to use my smallest ball tool. I'm going to pop that in the middle of there. And then I'm going to press that down firmly and just let that glue take. Okay, don't be in a rush to pull the ball tool out. Just literally do that. Right, I'm going to leave that for a few seconds just to take. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my reverse tweezers and do that. Love reverse tweezers for that. I'm just going to go and get my crystals. Sound like a fortune teller, don't I? Just going to go and get my crystal ball. Right, let's do this. So we've got our flower now, and all I'm going to do is take this gel. And this gel is like a resin. So it says water-based acrylic resin gel, glossy and super clear. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing the centre, and then I'm going to take one of my little glue applicators. So if you've got the tool set that we had the other day with the ball tools that set off that whole chaos, that was one of the 6 o'clock shows, you will have got some of these. You can use a paintbrush if you want. Just make sure that you clean that paintbrush thoroughly after, because you're putting resin on it. And these just have that little tiny tip. Have we got any more of these left, Sam?
I think so.
Have we? Check them out on the website. They'll be on Craftmaster, won't they? Glue applicators, they're called. You get 100 of them. Right, so I'm going to let this gel just come down to the top of that, down to here in the bottle. And then you're going to squeeze it, and you'll see that it starts to appear there. Just let it drop, okay? And a couple of drips like that is plenty. All right, and then we're going to let it settle like that. Okay, now that's a little bit too much, but what it also means now is I can take a little bit of it and I can pull it along the petals. So where we've got that detail in that petal there, I'm going to use this little glue applicator, and I'm going to do this. Now coming up next, we've got the rhinestone, the Hot Fix rhinestone tool set back in, because it sold out last week, so we've managed to get some more. I'm also going to take a little bit of the gel out of there and just pop a little bit onto here as well. Just add a little bit into the petals that are underneath. Now you could use your Hot Fix rhinestones in the middle of here if you wanted to as well. So that's another thing that you could decorate it with. Right, so once you've done that, I'm going to take the smallest ones, because they're the ones that are going to work best for this. I'm going to hold this with my tweezers, and I'm going to sprinkle over this little pot. And you'll see that they'll sink and they almost go transparent. Once they're dry and once they've set, they will go back to this colour. You can colour them with alcohol ink, okay? So I'm going to leave that to set, and I'm just going to grab the one that we've done before, and I'm going to send that picture frame out. I think it'll be easier than just a couple of flowers. And I'm just going to bring these back in for you. Then you can see what happens. So you can see they've sunk into that resin now, so that's going to bond them to that surface. But this is what they then look like once you've finished. And I think if you're doing them on shoes, handbags, jewellery, this makes a complete difference, because as you're wearing it, the light will hit that crystal, that ground crystal glass, and it'll sparkle. And do you know what? Nobody else in the world will have the flowers that you have. Isn't that exciting? I love that. I love the fact that it's completely different. And then this one, look, with the leaf in. So just adding them in the centre there, and you can see they're not going anywhere. That resin holds them in place, and then the little butterfly on there. Right, we have a question. Let me go and get the iPad and I can read your question, and then we'll do a recap. Can you use the gel in decoupage paper or on decoupage paper to make it shiny? Yes, I would have thought so. Karen, it will soak in. So you might have to do a couple of coats. So try it, but then try the Aquastone as well and see which you get a better result of. But because you're putting it on after you've heated it, I would have thought it would be fine for that. So try it and see what you get. It's quite gloopy, I think the best word is. I'm not good. David has all these fabulous words that he comes out with, and I'm just like basic. I love it. You need it. That's it. Right, let's just recap on this film bundle, please, and then we'll do the transfer flowers again, because this is a deal and a half. It should be over £42, this, and it's worth it. It's brilliant, because you can now make your own flowers. You could, I guess, draw on it. If you're going to draw on it, you need to use a permanent marker, and you're going to have to colour in with a permanent marker, where the two, it's a bit of a dodgy thing, because solvent will move solvent, but it's the only thing that will bond onto here. You could probably paint them with your hybrids. In fact, you can paint them with your hybrids, because we tried it. So Stephanie painted on white, did one of her flowers, cut it out, and then we shaped it. So if you're on the painting journey, this is going to be brilliant for you as well, because the hybrid will bond to it. And then if you wanted an outline, you could get something like a Sharpie, a black extra fine Sharpie, and draw around the edge, so you could do that. You could stamp on it if you wanted to as well. So there's loads of different techniques, but we loved this because of all the digital downloads that we bring you, all the My Craft Studio, all those different things that we bring you here at Highlight Crafts. So today, for your $19.99, I know, before your club discount, you shop film, you're going to get 4 sheets of the clear, you're going to get 4 sheets of the white, and you're going to get the glue that you need to bond that rice paper to that film. Okay, so you're going to get all 3 items under £20 before your club discount. Then you can add in, you might want to add in the glue gun, you might want to add in some rice paper, some of the crystals, the tools, or some of the transparent sheets. It's entirely up to you, but get that basket to over £35. Right, let's whiz through these for you. So mini flowers. Now these launched on, was it last week or this week? I have no idea. I don't even know what day it is. Last week. So you've got your little flowers here. And these are lovely as little fillers. So you've got your stems in there, you've got your little butterflies, you've got your different florals in there. This is called Mini Florals Ivory. And then you're also going to get this one, which is your Mini Flowers Lilac, and the two work beautifully together. So to get both of those, shop bundle $9.99. Now this should be $6.99 each, so you're getting a nice discount on those even though they're brand new. So that's shop bundle. If you want the hibiscus, which is just beautiful, I mean, imagine, right, you go, so Alice and Jack, bless them, my grandchildren, are going, well, Jack's been abroad before, Alice hasn't. So in July, they're going to Tenerife for a few days, and she's never been abroad, and she loves flip-flops. Honestly, that kid would walk through snow in flip-flops or Birkenstocks, one or the other, those little sandals. So I'm going to get her a pair, and I'm going to decorate them up with the flowers. How beautiful will that be? And then I'm going to make her a little necklace like Alice made, like Stephanie made, and then she'll be able to wear that when she goes out for a dinner at night. Just make it a bit more special. It's cool, isn't it? So if you want to do that, hibiscus has just reminded me, because it reminds me of all the flowers that you see when you're abroad. So you've got the pink hibiscus, and you get lots, and you get these individual petals as well, which is quite nice on here. So if you are doing like a corner on a canvas, you could have all these just fluttering down. You're then going to get your daisies. Again, really beautiful, beautiful, vibrant colours in these. You're then also going to get your pansies. And then you're also going to get your birds and your flowers. And this is the frame that I'm going to give away. And you can see it's got the flowers and then the birds on that one. You can put your own photo in it. I won't put a photo of us in it. I think that would go down very well. Right, we'll put that there. So, shop camp next. This is another one of my favourites. This is the one I'm going to make that botanical box frame with. So, you've got your Campanella. I love these because it's got the dragonflies and the moths. Look at the little bumblebee. Look at the detail in that. I mean, even down to look. I mean, it's just remarkable, isn't it? I love these. I think it's a fabulous craft. Then you've got your butterflies. This is the one I'm going to do in the box frame, and find lots of different names for the butterflies and put them underneath. Then you've also got your iris. So you've got your blue iris in this one. And then you've also got your passiflower or your passiflora. They're great, aren't they? Love them. So all of those, shop camp, $29.99. Now, next ones, we've got shop orchid. This is the deal. This one is a cracking deal. You're going to get both of the large sheets, shop orchid, $9.99. And this is a great one to go with all the others, because in this one you haven't got a lot of green. So that would bring those to life. It's honestly, once you start this, it's really addictive and it's a lot of fun, and you just get brilliant results. Honestly, brilliant results. So you won't be disappointed either, which is what we want. So that one is shop orchid, $9.99. If you want shop Nigella, this is one of my favourites. I love these. I love the colours in this. I'm going to do a big corner for my mirror in the hallway with this particular one, because these are kind of it's quite neutral, our hallway, but it has a little bit of this sort of colour in. So this will look lovely. So you've got your Nigella. You're also going to get your butterfly orchid. You're then going to get your Easter party. These are stunning, aren't they? Look at those hearts. Just amazing. It looks like it's sunken into resin and then photographed and then made onto that. They're just beautiful. And then last but by no means least, you've got your mini flowers in your crimson in there. That's Shop Nigella, $29.99. Now then, the crystals that take them to a different level. Mel, what glue would you use for the flip-flops? I'd either use hot glue or I would use the glue gel from Pinflair or John Next Door, whichever you prefer. But I'd use something like that. It's stronger. When you're gluing onto plastic, even when we're doing things on glass and ceramic, it's better to use something like that. We use the hot glue gun just to make the flowers, but then to attach them to something, because the glue's perfect for making the flowers because it bonds, but then you're putting it onto a different surface. So I would use a glue gel. A Pinflair one will do it perfectly. Right, crystals next. So our ground crystal glass. Please be aware that this is not sharp, okay? You're not going to cut yourself on it. I'm just going to grab my little tubs and then you can see the difference. So we've got Shop Medium, which is the chunkier one. This was new in. So you've got these chunkier crystals in here. So if you're making bigger flowers, because there's nothing to stop you doing bigger ones, you've got all those. And look, I can go in here and it's not sharp at all. Look, perfect. So Shop Medium will get you that one, 100 grams of it for $6.99. And then if you want the small one, which is the one that I've just used, where you've got these really fine, delicate elements here, you're getting 100 grams of this as well. Shop Small, $6.99. Now then, correct tools for the right job. So you want your sponge. Okay, you want your foam mat. I've tried it with different ones. This absolutely is the best one that I've tried because it's made specifically to work with this product. Then also you've got your wooden ball tools. I love the fact that they're branded. And if you got that tote yesterday on the deal, you know, when we did that silly deal, I think we're doing another one today, Sam. All gone. They all went last night. All gone. In what, 2 days? That's a deal and a half, that's why. You could have a whole tote just with all your bits and bobs in. You want to do some Sospeso, you could even do it outside in the garden if you wanted to, couldn't you? Job done. I think I've lost Andrew somewhere along the way. So, oh, you're still there? How long have I got, love? So how long have I got? Oh, like a minute, like a minute. Yeah, I know, because Sam's just pointed at the clock. Right, let's draw a winner and we'll send this out to you. So that, Carol Lewis, yes, at last. I don't think I've ever drawn your name out, ever. Carol Lewis. If you could have, in fact, I'm going to get Sam to give me a high five for you. Look at that, boom. And what a prize to win. Carol, will say, oh no, I can't send her that. She hates orange. Oh heck, what am I going to send? Oh, Carol, might have to work that out. We'll find something. Absolutely. I'm going to send it you anyway. You can always colour it in. Right. Thank you for joining us. I am literally going through that door right now to be with Amanda for Hot Fix Rhinestones. See you in 4 minutes. Bye.